Welcome students. Today I am going to discuss quicksort and mergesort concept which makes use of divide and conquer approach. Actually sorting algorithms are used to arrange the element in ascending order, okay, in an array. There are many approaches we use to sort the elements in a list. One of the approach we have discussed here is brute force approach, which is a straightforward approach. Another approach is divide and conquer strategy. In this strategy, we divide instance of the problem into two or more smaller instances. Okay, that is, the entire problem is divided into set of subproblems, and we try to solve small instances recursively. Finally, we obtain solution to original instance by combining these solutions. Okay, these are the steps in divide and conquer strategy, which is looking like this. A problem of size n we have in a scenario, and the problem is divided into subproblem 1 or 2. Okay, so each problem carries subproblem of size n by 2, and the solution to the subproblem is arrived in the next step. Finally, we combine those solutions to obtain a solution to the original problem. Okay. This is the concept behind divide and conquer strategy. There are two examples which makes use of divide and conquer strategy. One is mergesort, another one is quicksort. Let's start with the algorithm mergesort. This is a simple illustration of a mergesort. In mergesort, we input a set of elements in a list, and this list is divided equally in smaller instances. For example, this list contains 8 elements. Okay, this is divided into two parts. Again, we divide these smaller instances into another half, and we will stop dividing the list until you get one element in each list. Okay, this is divide strategy. And another one is, after dividing it, we are merging by applying some constraints to arrange the element in a ascending order. See here, 8 elements divided into 4 by 4 comma 4, and this 4 element, that is 4 elements that is in the array, is divided into two halves, and each subarray has 2 elements, and again these two elements are divided to get two subarray, and each subarray has maximum of 1 elements. Okay, so we need to divide the element equally until you get one element available in the subarray. Okay, this is divide strategy. Okay, after dividing it, you are trying to merge by comparing the element. For example, now after dividing it, you are comparing 56. You are comparing this subarray with this subarray. Now one array contains 56, another array contains 29. These two are compared. 29 is lesser than 56. No, you just place 29 in the temporary array and 56 in the next position. So these elements are stored in the temporary array. After completing the merge step, we copy these two elements into the original array. Okay, by using the loop. Okay, we are comparing 56 with 29. 29 is less, and just copy that. After that, we found no element in the list, second list, so no element to compare. So take 56 and store into the append into the subarray. In a similar way, 35 is compared with 42. 35 is less, so just store the 35, and no element to compare in the left side, so just copy the 42 and store in the another subarray. And now here 15 is compared with 41. 51 is less, so just copy the element temporary array, and no, there is no element to compare, so take 41 and store into this subarray. Now here 75 in compare with 21. 21 is less, so just copy the value into the temporary array, and there is no element to compare further, just take 75 and store into the subarray temporary array. So after merging it, you need to merge again this element. Okay, now the this arrow represents left pointer, this arrow represents right pointer. Okay, so now 29 is compared with 35. 29 is less than 35, so to copy 29 and store into temporary array, and this pointer moves. 56 moves. That time 56 is compared with 35. 35 is less than 56. No, just copy the 35 in the temporary array, and now 56 is compared with 42. 42 less, so just copy the element, and there is no element further. Just take 56 and store into this array. In a similar way, these two arrays are merged. Now 15 is compared with 21. 15 is less, so just copy the element into the temporary array and move the pointer. Now 41 is compared with 21. 21 is less, no, so just copy the 21 and store into the temporary array, and 41 is compared with 75. Now 45 is less than 75, no, so just store into temporary array. Then no element to compare in the left side array, just copy 75 and paste into temporary array. In a similar way, final merge happens. Okay, here we have left pointer and right pointer, and we also maintain left end and right end to keep track of whether we are going out of boundary or not. Now 29 is compared with 15. 15 is less, no, just copy the 15 into the temporary array and move this pointer, because we have copied the element into the temporary array, so you have to we are in a position to move right pointer. Now for 29 is compared with 21. 21 is less, so just copy the element to the temporary array and move the right pointer, because we have copied here only, so we move right pointer. Now 29 is compared with 41. Now 29 is less, so copy the element to the temporary array and move left pointer, because we have copied 29 here. Now 35 is compared with 41, because left pointer points to 35 and right pointer points to 41. 35 is compared with 41. 35 less when compared to 41, so just 35 is copied into the temporary array and move the left pointer. Now 42 is compared with 41. 41 is less when compared to the 42, so just 41 is copied into the temporary array and move the right pointer. Now 42 is compared with 75. 42 less, no, so just copy the 42 into temporary array and move the left pointer. Now 56 is compared with 75. So 56 is less when compared to 75, no, just copy the 56 and move the pointer. So no element to compare, so copy the 75 and store into the temporary array. In this way, merge set work. So this makes use of recursive algorithms. So first we need to divide and merge. Okay, here we have two functions, msort function and merge function. In msort function, we have argument that is which has a set of elements in the list, and temporary array which has nothing initially, and left pointer, right pointer. Okay, so initially left pointer is 0 and right value is n minus 1. We are now in msort we trying to divide the element into sub instances until we get one element in each list. Okay, first we just check if left less than right. If left value is left value always less than right. When left value greater than right value becomes greater than right means if element contains at most one, means it will there is a at most one, means the left value becomes greater than right value. So until you get one element in the list, we need to divide. So just compare if left less than right, and you try to identify center value, that is mid value. Mid value is calculated by using left plus right divided by 2. Okay, next you just recursively divide the element into set of elements into subpart, by calling msort function again recursively. Here just pass the sorting address of the array and temporary array left and center. Okay. For example, if you have element 8 element, if you have 8 elements in the list, means mid value will be 0 plus 7 divided by 2, 3. Okay. So from 0 to 3, one one subarray will formed, and 4 to 7 another subarray will formed. Okay. So in first msort function, msort function, a temporary array 0, 3 will be passed. The second msort function, a temporary 4, 7 will be passed. Okay. After dividing it, finally you are merging it by using the merge function. Merge function accepts the sorting address of an array and temporary array, left value, center plus 1 and right value. Okay. In merge function, we are trying to identify the left pointer, right pointer, left end, right end. Okay. Left position, right position, left end, right end. So we are always trying to pass the left position value, right position value, and the right end value. Okay. And the number of elements in the list can be calculated by using right end minus left position plus 1. Okay. So initially we store a temporary position, and that is left position value to the temporary position. And the left end value can be calculated by using right position minus 1. For example, we have divided the array into subarray. If left position value is 0 and the right position value is 4, means absolutely left end value will be 4 minus 3. Okay. So left position value is 0, left end value 3, right position value is 4, and right end value 7. Okay. So just compare left position value less than left end value. Okay. So left position value should be less than or equal to left end value. It should not cross us another sub instance. So just check, and right position value should not exceed right end value. Okay. If this happens, just to continue with that. If left position value less than right position value, for example, if left position value, this is left position value, less than right position value, means just copy the element. Okay. Here left position value is not less than, it is greater. So this condition will never work. Okay. So we are trying, if condition is not satisfied, means we copy the right position value and paste into temporary array. For example, here left position value is 56, right position value is 35. Left position value is not less than or equal to right position value. So copy the right position value and store into temporary array. Okay. In this way we happen. We copy the value. So if left position value is less than or equal to right position value, means just copy the array from left array, that is value from left array, and store into temporary array. Okay. So we need to check left position less than or equal to left end, and right position less than or equal to right end. And if left position value is less than or equal to right position value, means just copy the left position value, and at the same time just increment the temporary position array and left position array. If left position value is less than or equal, not less than or equal to right position value, means just copy the right position value and store into temporary array. Okay. So after copying it, sometimes left array or right array does not have element. We need to, if left array does not have element, means we need to copy the element which is available in the right array or left array. Okay. And vice versa. So for the purpose we use while loop again. If left array contains any element, means just check while left position less than or equal to left end. If this condition is true, means just copy left position value and store into temporary array. This is for left array. Okay. Otherwise, if you have some elements after comparison, okay, we have no element in the left array and we have some elements in the right array. So to copy those values, just check while or right position less than or equal to right end. If this condition is true, means just copy the right position value and store into temporary array. Okay. After processing these things, so elements which is started are stored in the temporary array. So you are in a position to copy the sorted elements which is available in the temporary array to original array. For the purpose, we are using this loop. For I equal to 0, just I less give I less than number, I plus plus, and left right hand minus minus. So copy from last element to element which is available in the leftmost position. Okay, by using this statement, A of right hand equal to temporary of right hand. So just copying the elements from temporary to original array. Okay, so in this way we solve merge sort problem. So the problem with merge sort is it use extra memory. The space complexity is order of n. Okay, many algorithm does not use temporary array, but the space complexity is high when compared. Space complexity of the merge sort algorithm is high when compared to other algorithms. So when you try to analyze the efficiency of a merge sort in all the cases, in worst case, best case, average case, the running time will be n log n. That is log linear. Because it does not consider whether the array is sorted, already sorted or not sorted. Okay, it always try to divide the element into subpart and finally try to merge the elements for arrange the data in ascending order. So in all the cases the running time will be n log n only. Okay, here we divide the elements into two equal parts. No, just to use number of comparison divided by 2 plus number of comparison 2. This is the recursive equation. This is recurrence equation. C of n is a number of comparison equal to number of comparison divided by 2 plus number of comparison divided by 2 plus merging. For merging part, the running time will be order of n. So if you have one element means no comparison happen. Okay, this is the recurrence equation. When you solve the recurrence equation, the running time will be n log n for all the cases. The next sorting algorithm is quicksort algorithm, which also makes use of divide and conquer strategy. Okay, in previous algorithms, we try always in selection sort, bubble sort, and edge sort. We are always try to compare element with adjacent element and make some arrangements. In merge sort, we divide the problem into sub problem, and the element which is available in the one subarray is compared with the element available in the other subarray, and we do some arrangement. But in quicksort, we use one pivot element, that is key element. It is also called as partitioning element. By using the pivot only, we are arranging the element in ascending order. The pivot element is an element which is available in the list only. Okay, we can consider the first element as a pivot element, or last element the pivot element, or middle element is a pivot element, or we can randomly pick the element in an array and consider that as a pivot element. Okay, so pivot is a key element. By using that, we can compare element in the list and make some arrangement. Okay, so the quicksort involves selecting the pivot, that is partitioning element. We rearrange the list so that all the elements in the positions before the pivot are smaller than equal to the pivot, and those after the pivot are larger than the pivot element. That is, we are rearrange the list such that all the elements which is less than or equal to pivot are placed in the left side, or all the element which is greater than pivot which is placed in the right side. Like this, we have a pivot now. Just compare with the element which is available in the list. So, and also element which is available in the remaining list. After completing a pass, every pass, the element which is less than or equal to pivot is placed in the left side, and the element which is greater than pivot is placed in the right side. Okay, and if we exchange the pivot with the last element, the first, the pivot is available in the final position. So, for example, we for making the pivot to come to center side, we make some swap. Okay, so after dividing it, that is after completing the pass, we take this sublist and apply quicksort again, and we take the remaining sublist and quicksort, apply quicksort again. So in this sublist we need to select one pivot element. Okay, in this list also we need to select pivot element, and it continues. Okay, like this. For here I have considered first element as a pivot element. I take 8 as a pivot element and compare with the element in the list. So I maintain 2 pointer I left pointer and j right pointer. Okay, so I compare if a of I less than or equal to 4 means pivot means just increment I pointer. If and if it does not satisfy the condition, means just stop incrementing. Just go right side. Now pivot is compared with the element which is available in the right side, that is jth position. If a of I greater than pivot element means just decrement the j pointer. Okay. So if this condition, the j pointer condition is failed means just swap a of I with a of j. And while incrementing and incrementing I and while decrementing j, when I crosses j means just swap a of j with pivot element. This is the condition. After completing the pass, the middle element is placed in the correct position, which never changed. The element which is less than 8 is placed in the left side. See this element which is greater than the pivot is placed in the right side. In a similar way, after dividing, just consider this is a subarray and elect pivot element here and apply quicksort again by recursively calling it. In a similar way, we take this subarray, apply quicksort again and by considering first element as pivot element and make some arrangement. In a similar way, we do for the list. If your list contains only one element, just stop dividing. That's all. I show some simple illustration. Here we have array. It has set of characters. Number of elements in the array is 16. Okay. Here we have pivot. First element is considered. First element is pivot element. Okay. This is the core logic. While a of I less than or equal to pivot. If a of I less than or equal to pivot means just increment the counter. If a of j greater than pivot means just decrement the counter. If these conditions failed means just stop it. If these two conditions failed means just stop it and check if a of I, if I less than j. If I less than j means just swap a of I with a of j. If I is not less than, that is if I crosses j means just swap a of j with the pivot. Okay. Here k is compared with r. Actually, r is greater than pivot. Okay. So just stop it. Okay. So just stop here. Now here start from in right side. Start with s. Now s is compared with the pivot element. Pivot element is k. K is less than pivot. No, just to decrement it. When you decrement mean here the pointer points to 14. Now O is compared with pivot. O is greater. According to the condition, O is greater. So you decrement it. And x is compared with k. X is greater than k. Just decrement it. Now it is compared with c. Okay. K is compared with c. In this situation, the condition fails because a of j, c is less than k only. So just stop it. So you have decremented and stopped I. You have incremented I and stopped, and you have decremented j and stopped. If I and the next condition, if I less than j means just swap it. Now r and c swapped, we get c here and r here. Now I points to c and j points to r. Okay. Still I less than j only, no. So again continue to compare. A of I less than or equal to pivot. A of I, that is c less than or equal to pivot only. So just decrementing it. Now that just increment it. Now a that is I points to a. Now a is compared with k. So a is less than only, no. So just increment it. Now t is compared with k. T is greater than k. So condition failed is just stop it. Now go to left side and execute this statement. Okay. Now a of j, that is r is compared with k. So r is greater than k only, just decrement it. Now it is compared with q. Q is greater than k only, just decrement it. It's compared with m. Q is that is m is greater than k only, just decrement it. Now compare with I. I is less than k, just stop it. Okay. Now I stopped and j stopped. So and check I less than j. I less than j only. So t is I swapped. So you will get I here, t here. Now I points to j, I points to I, j points to t. Now this I value is compared with k. I is less than k, so just decrement it. It is compared with e. E is less than k, just decrement it. Now it is compared with increment it. Now it is compared with L. L is greater than k. Okay, so just stop it. Now in next while loop, a of j, that is u is compared with pivot k. U is greater than k, so just decrement it. Now it is compared with p. P is greater than pivot, just decrement it. Now it is compared with e. E is less than pivot, just stop it. So I stopped and j stopped, just swap. If I less than j means just swap a of I with a of j. You will get like this. Now I points to e and j points to L. Now again execute this and check a of I less than or equal to pivot. A of I equal to e. E less than k only, just increment the I value. Okay. Now a of I L compared with k. L is greater than k, just stop it. Okay. Okay. In this situation I crosses j, no? See here. So you have stopped here and execute another loop. A of I, just checking, a of I greater than pivot. Now a of I, a of j, sorry, a of j is e. This a of j is L. L is compared with k. L is greater than k, no? Just decrement the I value. You have crossed I here. Now a of j, that is e, is compared with k. E is less than k, no? Just stop it and check I less than j. So I is not less than j. So condition goes to I greater than or equal to j. So I here I greater than or equal to j only, because I crosses j, no? So swap a of j with the pivot. Okay. Here a of j is e. E is swapped with k. So e is placed here, k is placed here. Okay. So after swapping, just find the pivot element here. Just observe this. The element which is less than k is placed in the left side. The element which is greater than k is placed in the right side. Okay. This is the one part of divide. What do you do with this list? Just apply quicksort this for this sublist once and apply quicksort for this sublist, and k is available in the sorted position. Okay. Take this and apply quicksort and consider E as a pivot element, and take this sublist and apply to quicksort and consider L as a pivot element and iterate again. Okay. So this condition stops when array contains only one element. Okay. This is the concept behind quicksort. So we make use of a pivot element here. Okay. So this is a routine for quicksort algorithm. In quicksort algorithm, we consider first element as a pivot element. This is the array name, and left pointer, right pointer. Left pointer initially 0 and right pointer, that is L. L means low value is 0 initially, and H value initially n-1. We declare pivot element and I value, j value and temporary variable for swapping. If L less than H means just proceed with that. We consider for L value, that is 0th person value as a pivot, and I value is also L initially, and j value is a end person, last value, that is n-1. We need to continue to work or increment the value or decrement the j value while I less than j only. If I less than j means we can continue with that. Okay, initially I less than j only, no, so I will be 0 and h will, that is L will be 0 and h will be n minus 1, that is stored here only. Okay, so condition satisfied. So I told already, know some logic, there is while I less than a of I less than or equal to 4 means just increment the counter, a of I greater than or equal to 1 just decrement the j value. That condition applied here. If while x of I less than or equal to 4 means, and I less than h means just increment the counter, while x of j greater than x of pivot means just decrement the counter. If I less than j, after executing these loops, if I less than j means just swap a of I with a of j by using temporary variable. Okay, if I is not less than j means just come here, that is in this situation I crosses j, I becomes greater than j. In this situation just swap pivot with the j element, jth position element. Okay, so in this in the last step, okay, I told you, in this last step we have two sublist. In the middle we have pivot element, that is correct position of the sorted position of the pivot element. We recursively call quicksort algorithm by using this quicksort of x comma l comma j minus 1. This is the position of j minus 1, 0 to from 0 to j minus 1, and this is jth position element. In the next quicksort algorithm we pass elements with j plus 1 to n minus 1, that is h. In next quicksort algorithm we pass x comma j plus 1 comma to j plus 1 comma h. Okay, so by using pivot element we can arrange the element in ascending order. These algorithms are very useful. Okay, so the running time for this algorithm, in best case running time is n log n, in worst case running time is r of n squared. Okay, so if the array always split the data in the middle position, that is equally split, means the running time will be n log n. Worst case, if you input sorted array means the array are not equally split, at that time the running time will be r of n squared. Now average case the running time will be r of n. Okay, we make some improvement in quicksort algorithm by selecting the better pivot. Okay, to find the median of 3 partitioning elements. The worst case happens in sorted files. If you have small elements in the list means don't prefer quicksort, use instance sort. This is the worst case scenario. Okay, consider we have elements which ranging from 0 to n minus 1, which is already sorted. Okay, and consider that as a first element as a pivot element. Okay, take first element of pivot element, I always gets incremented actually. Okay, and j never gets decremented. Okay, in this situation when you partition the data means left side the element which is available in the left side is 0 only, but element which is available in the right side is n minus 1. If you have n element means one element will be considered as a pivot element, and remaining element is available in the right side next quicksort. This quicksort algorithm we are calling two quicksort. No, if you supply the element which is already sorted means this routine which never has elements. This quicksort, that is the routine, has the element n minus 1 initially, first pass, and the next pass n minus 2, and another pass n minus 3. Okay, so we are not equally dividing the element. Okay, if the element is already sorted. So after completing our pass, you are trying to divide the element, that is set of elements into two equal parts. No, that would not happen if the element is sorted order, because while comparing the element with a pivot element, I always gets incremented, but j never increments, never decrements. Okay, while partitioning it, we are just dividing the element. Left side array which has no element, and right side array which has n minus 1 element. Next pass n minus 2 element, next pass n minus 3 elements. Okay. So and it stops when your hopper contains only one element. So when you accumulate these comparisons, okay, 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus up to n, which is looking like a sum of natural number. When you apply sum of natural number concept in the in this scenario, you will get number of comparisons as n into n minus 1 by 2, which is approximately order of n square. So in worst case, the running time will be order of n square only. Okay. We will discuss further problems in the future. Thank you.